Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. Rapper Snoop Dogg decided to mock President Joe Biden with a cannabis ad that he's promoting called Sleepy OG, something along that line. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But it goes to show you that people with their eyes wide shut that mocked Trump, which is what Snoop Dogg did in the past with Trump, that mocks Trump and put him down and called him a racist and everyone that supported him racist and all the rest. Now they're starting to see just how bad Joe Biden current state is. But before I get into this article, let me just say this right up front. Okay, you see this. You see that Joe Biden's mental capacity is declining. Anybody with eyes to see. I mean, Stevie Wonder can see that. Ray Charles, if he was alive today, he could see that. He could see it in his grave. Ray Charles could see that in his grave, that this man's mental abilities are declining big time. Okay, I understand that. That's clear. Everybody should be able to see that. But here's the deal. It's not just his mental decline. The question is, what about his policies? Because he can be declining mentally, but have great policies that's really helping the community, helping the Black community, and helping Americans, period. Let's just put it to you like this, not just the Blacks, but all Americans. But clearly his policies are terrible. And yet I'm not seeing that being said. I'm not reading about that in Snoop Dogg's statements about Joe Biden. But anyway, we're going to get into this. I'm going to get into my full commentary after I complete this article. But this is really hilarious. So let's get into this. Rapper Snoop Dogg trolled President Joe Biden this weekend by promoting a premium cannabis brand, quote, Sleepy Joe OG, that mocks the president's apparent lack of lucidity, lack of cognitive abilities. So you see a photo of Snoop Dogg sitting on his throne smoking cannabis. And on the right, there's this little picture of Joe, you know, that picture with Joe looking like he don't know where he's at. And it says Sleepy Joe OG. Where am I? This is crazy, man. It's crazy. But it looks like, you know, the question often has been said is people that were on the left, are they being red-pilled? Is Snoop Dogg being red-pilled? You know what? Be honest with you, I can say maybe, and maybe not. And I don't want to get too far into this because I don't want to give away too much of it, but I'm going to say this. Whether or not Snoop Dogg is being red-pilled, that's kind of questionable because prior to Trump becoming president, I had seen a photo of Snoop Dogg and President Trump, you know, clapping hands and you know, yeah, what's up, you know, like they were really cool. But after Trump became president, now he's racist, he's this, he's all of that. Okay, what happened? I thought you and Trump was cool. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden you following what the mainstream media says about him. Whatever. Let's go on. You won't even remember the country you're in, explains the package alongside a bewildered looking photo of Biden. I just mentioned that. And the article says, though Snoop Dogg stumped for Hillary Clinton in 2016 and took his criticisms of former President Trump to violent extremes, he had come out, and he did. I mean, he was terrible. He has come out hard against establishment Democrats in recent days, starting with his endorsement of Rick Caruso for mayor of Los Angeles. The artist also uttered some positive words about former President Trump toward the end of his tenure when he commuted the sentence of Death Row Records co-founder Michael Harris after serving 30 years of a 25-year to life sentence for a conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Interesting. Conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. You got 25 years to life. I'm going to make the assumption that he may have had a criminal record prior to that, because they say that a lot of times when you get long sentences like that, a lot of times it's because they've already had previous records. So that stuff accumulates. It piles up. That's great work for the president and his team on the way out, Snoop Dogg said after years of bashing the former president. They did some great work while they was in there, and they did some great work on their way out. Let them know that I love what they did, he reportedly added. It is amazing what here's the part that gets me. He said this apparently is Snoop Dogg's words. It is amazing what the work of God can actually bring to life to make people understand that there is a God. Really? That's interesting. It's interesting how these people mention God. It's interesting how these people mention God when it's in their favor, right? Or in a friend's favor that they know and they really want this person to get out. Oh, now God is working miracles all of a sudden, Okay. Anyway, prior to that more moderate comment, Snoop Dogg was not a friend to Trump or his supporters. In a viral video, which I actually got a chance to see, posted in 2017, and some of you guys, I'm pretty sure you saw it too, Snoop Dogg referred to Trump using the N-word and blasted his supporters. I just want to say this real quick now, and I'm just quoting his words, but I'm not going to use foul language, but you know what he's saying here. I just want to say this real quick now. No political S. All you people for the federal government that not getting paid right now, ain't no effing way in the world you all can vote for Donald Trump when he come back up again. If you all do vote for him, you all some stupid MFs, said Snoop. Whatever, man. F everybody down with Donald Trump. I said it, yeah, added Snoop. And I've heard of other people that said F Snoop Dogg. I didn't say it, but I've heard of other people, I'm not going to name names, but they were YouTubers and conservative YouTubers, and they said F Snoop Dogg. So now all of a sudden your eyes are open. All of a sudden you see how messed up you were, bro. How wrong you were. Snoop Dogg also ripped into black conservatives like Herman Cain, who's passed several years ago, Paris Denard, and Candace Owens, referring to them as, quote, the Coon Bunch in reference to the Brady Bunch. And I saw, actually, I got a chance to see that photo. And you actually, if you log into www.breitbart.com, in the link in the description box below, and you look for the heading of this article, the title of this article, you will see it. They have a picture of it. And here's this one particular individual, Patriot J. He said, I didn't make the coon bunch. Need to step up my cooning. Back to the drawing board. He was joking, obviously, but he was saying, man, I didn't make, they didn't put me on. And you got Terrence Williams, Candace Owens, Herman Cain, some other people on there. You got Pastor Darrell C. Scott. You got him on there. And when he took the sides with Trump, I mean, that was a big, big deal in the city of Cleveland. He took sides with Trump. And accordingly, from what I heard, a lot of, I won't say a lot, but a significant number of his members of his church left his church, and it really divided the church. I haven't heard much from him since then, but it really divided the church. But anyway, excuse me. Concerns about President Biden's cognitive declines are reaching critical mass, even among corporate media such as the New York Times this weekend. Republicans, including physician, and Congressman Ronnie Jackson, have declared Biden unfit for office and demanded he resign. Jackson told Fox News in February that he is confident Biden is not mentally equipped to carry out his duties as president. Man, all the way back in February. Imagine where he's at now. I was at the White House during the Bush administration, the Obama administration, and the Trump administration. I was there for 14 years as the White House physician. I know exactly what it takes mentally and physically to do that job, and I think it's on full display for everybody in the country and everybody in this world to see right now that President Biden does not have the cognitive ability to do his job right now. He's continuing to get worse and worse. Snoop Dogg's mockery of Biden's mental state further cemented Jackson's assessment as a wildly held belief. And that's the end of that article there. But it just goes to show you, man, that people, on the left are starting to see now that Joe Biden is just not where he needs to be. So you can't hide that forever. The media can't hide it forever. You can't hide something like that forever. Eventually, it's going to come out no matter how much the media hides it, because he has to make speeches, which he doesn't make often. And in the speeches, the last one I heard, he messed up by reading the teleprompter, I think the end quote of the teleprompter. You know, so it's clear that the man is not where he needs to be mentally. But as I said in the introduction to this video, it's not just about his mental capabilities. It's about his policies. Because a person can be mentally incapable of really speaking properly before millions of people, but their policies are policies that is helping the country. And so even though Snoop Dogg is saying these things about him and cracking on him with this commercial and all this kind of stuff and mocking him and so forth, okay, yeah, okay, that's cool, I get that. But what about his policies? It's not always about liking or disliking a politician. That may come with it, but it's not always about whether you like a politician or whether you don't like a politician. It's about their policies. And when you really look at it, Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, was not a very likable person, according to a lot of other people. He wasn't very likable. Me personally, I liked him. The reason why I liked him, I didn't like everything he said, but the reason why I liked him was because he was bold and he spoke with confidence, and I saw him as a true leader, a true man who stood on his personal convictions. That's why I liked him. All the rigmarole that was coming from him, from people on the left, and even some so-called Republicans, he stood his ground. He waged forth. He went forth and did what he needed to do to be the leader that this country needed at the time. And that's why I liked him. He was bold. He split these fake politicians open like a fish, like somebody gutting a fish. That's how he split them open. That's how, and I admired that in him. Didn't always agree with the way he presented certain things in his speeches and so forth, because he was really kind of rough with that and a little edgy. But even that made for excitement. Look at Joe, like they call him Sleepy Joe. He is sleepy. He's asleep while his eyes are open. When he's talking, he's literally seems like he's asleep, but his eyes are open. But I'm pretty sure sometimes I can't but wonder, with his eyes open and him giving these so-called speeches, I'm pretty sure he's probably thinking to himself, oh God, I wish I can't wait till this is over, if I can go to bed. I am dying up here. But I got to do this because I am the president. But here's another thing too, I don't want to forget before I close this video, is even if Joe Biden resigns, we got to go by the order of how things are laid out in the Constitution. We got to go by the order. And the order is the next person that's going to take over is the vice president. Who is that? Kamala Harris. She's even, from what I heard, she's even less liked than Joe Biden. At least Joe Biden knows politics. It seems to me that Kamala Harris, based on the few speeches that I have heard from her, doesn't know anything. They call her a cackling hen. She always laughing. Every time people ask her difficult questions, she's laughing and cackling and so forth. And the reason why I believe she does that is because she's nervous and she don't know what to say. You start challenging her with real relevant questions that the American people really want to know about. She, sweeping her hair and all this kind of stuff because she don't know what to say. She's pushed in a corner. No one wants that kind of leader. It's not about her being a woman either. People say, well, she's a woman. That has nothing to do with it. There's been strong female leaders throughout history. That has nothing to do with it. You look in the Bible, Deborah was a judge in the nation of Israel in the book of Judges. And she was a strong judge, i.e. strong leader. So that has nothing to do with her being a female. It's just that she don't know nothing. She's a bumbling piece of I don't know, man, but she's bumbles around. And so if Biden resigns, she's going to have to take over. If she resigns, then guess who's coming after that? If she's still around. You guessed it. What's her name? Pelosi. And Pelosi is just as messed up. She act like she drunk half the time. She's a female version of Joe Biden. So, I mean, come on, man. Get them all out of there. All these Democrats. Get rid of these far leftist, radical Democrats. Get them out of there. Because they all messed up. They all messed up. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, Snoop Dogg may have gotten red pilled to some extent. But the true red pilling is seeing the policies. The policies is what really matter. Not whether or not he can think. I mean, that kind of, his ability to be able to think is kind of into it as well. But I mean, let's be realistic. I believe he's controlled, that the stuff he says is written for him. So all that, his cognitive abilities is not all that's all about. It's the policies that really matter. What policies are you pushing? Because you can have great cognitive abilities, but you can be pushing an anti-American policy reform. You can be pushing something that's purely anti-American and not for the people, but for globalists. And that's what Biden is pushing. So his cognitive abilities is not all there is. So the red pilling on the part of Snoop Dogg has to move into the area of policies. So hopefully Snoop Dogg will see the policies that Joe Biden is pushing and speak out against that, not just Joe Biden's inability to talk right and be bewildered about the things he's talking about, rather. So what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. God bless you all. And see you again on another Black Conservative.